Yeah, I mean, the pathway forward is a bit more clear compared to what it was just a few weeks ago. The president is looking to, as he said in that social media post we started off with, get the job done. And I'm looking down because I see a car traveling behind me. We could be closer to that arrival than we previously thought. But it's apparent here that there is this shared goal of ending this sooner than later. The devil is in the details, Reed, and whether or not Zelenskyy could stomach some very serious concessions regarding land swap, regarding security commitments from European leaders, but also from the United States, whether or not he could accept. Okay.
There we go. And there you see, let's listen in.
President Trump showing your message to the people of Ukraine as world leaders gather here today. Russia continues to attack civilians in Kharkiv, killing many.
You hear those words, we love them there, as Volodymyr Zelenskyy and President Trump enter the White House right now. And that concludes what has been about an hour of arrivals by European leaders at the White House, and then, of course, that culminating moment, Taurean Small, of the president of Ukraine entering the White House to begin what is going to be bilateral discussions between the president and the man who literally has been at the helm for 3 years in this bloody, deadly war between Ukraine and Russia. The president himself has said thousands have died, and he would like to see this job get done. In fact, in recent hours, the president put on Truth Social, I will get this done. What do we expect once those doors close and once those two leaders enter the White House? Taurean, what happens next?
We'll see. I mean, it's expected that President Trump will relay exactly what President Putin is looking to get from Ukraine. It's likely that based off of social media posts over the past couple of weeks, Ukrainian leader Zelenskyy will likely tell him what is and is not on the table, especially as it relates to territory. The tricky line that he has to navigate, though, is whether or not Putin is willing to budge on his demands at all, and if that would cause frustration from President Trump from being the mediator and actually making sure that this deal is brokered. As of now, though, it appears that this is an important first step to ensuring that this is on track to that ultimate peace deal. But again, those details is what could kill or greenlight this deal from going forward.
As we await this historic bilat, we'll say goodbye to you, Taurean, with thanks, and rewind the tape, as it were, and show the moment that President Zelenskyy arrived at the White House to shake the hand of President Donald Trump. Any moment that bilateral meeting will happen. We not only have cameras from a couple of vantage points outside the White House, we have them inside the White House as well. Much more ahead on CBS News 24/7 as history is written.